All right, welcome back to the Explainer. So today we're diving into a very special, completely free, and honestly, an entirely reluctant lesson in Vietnamese slang. Yeah, you heard that right. We are dissecting a topic that I normally avoid at literally all costs. But hey, let's just get right into it. I can already hear you guys. I know, spare me the lecture, because that is exactly your attitude right now. And honestly, it's what you've been messaging me over and over again. Look, you finally wore me down. Today, we are actually learning the Vietnamese F word. You've completely exhausted my patience, so you better appreciate what's coming.
So welcome to the Reluctant Free lesson.
Okay, before we really get going, we need to lay down some ground rules. Number one, normally, I absolutely do not tolerate this kind of language in my class. Number two, I am only breaking this rule because you begged me, like relentlessly. Number three, beggars can't be choosers, all right? So you are going to accept exactly what I give you. And finally, number four, and this is absolutely crucial, this class is completely free, so I do not want to hear a single complaint. Which brings us to the regional divide. Here's the really fascinating part about this. Geography literally dictates your choice of profundity here. Just like pretty much any other language, Vietnamese slang has very distinct regional dialects. So, as you'll see, we have the southern way and we have the northern way. Let's start with the south. Đồ má. This is the southern Vietnamese phrase equivalent to the F word. Notice the directness of it. It carries that distinct, very straightforward, and completely unapologetic energy of the South. That is exactly how you express your absolute frustration if you ever find yourself below the Hai Van Pass. And then we have the northern variation. Đi mẹ mày. Now, I kind of say this with a little bit of pride, because if you're from the north, like me, well, this is exactly the phrase you're going to use. It has a completely different rhythm to it, but trust me, it carries the exact same weight. Actually, I gotta break my serious teacher character for just a second here to confess something pretty highly embarrassing. I don't even know how to spell this word. Seriously, is it spelled with a T or a CH at the end of that first word? I honestly have absolutely no idea. But hey, remember rule number 3 from earlier? Beggars can't be choosers.
So moving on to any complaints.
I just have to ask, after begging me for this and getting it for literally $0 and learning both regional dialects, does anyone out there have an issue or a problem with the way I teach Vietnamese? Seriously, anyone?
Đủ má.
Yeah, that is my answer to any complaints right there, and the absolute perfect practical application of today's lesson. Anyway, thanks for joining this explainer. I really hope you learned something today, or, at least got a good laugh out of it. See you next time for a slightly more appropriate topic.